Hello everyone, this is Anusha here from Hum101 Section 1. Today I will briefly discuss about the lives of women in ancient Assyria. It is one of the most powerful empires of ancient Middle East, located in present-day North. Our information about Assyrian women mainly comes from law courts and places of records. Important cities such as Ashur and Nineveh have provided archaeologists with table. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the legal status of women in ancient Assyria. One of the main sources about women in Middle Assyrian law code, written during reign of King Tiglath-Pileser I. This law code shows that women are treated very harshly. Punishments for women could include cutting off ears and noses. A husband was legally allowed to beat or physically uh, assault his wife. In a shocking example, if a man raped a young woman, the law did not protect the victim. Instead, it allowed victim's father to take revenge by giving the rapist. This shows that women were often treated as property of the connected family uh, or family honor rather than individuals with rights. Now I'm going to talk about control and patriarchy. Assyrian society was deeply patriarchal. A woman's identity usually depended on her father, husband, or son. Her purity and loyalty were strictly controlled because if the law even regulated some women's clothing, and respectable married women were required to wear veils in public, while slaves and prostitutes were forbidden from veiling. Uh, Although many ancient society was patriarchal, Assyria was especially strict in enforcing these rules. Obedience, modesty, and loyalty were demanded from women. Uh, and if the demands were not met, the punishment followed quickly, and it gave them punishment. Now I'm going to talk about royal and religious women. Not all women lived the same life during the New Assyrian period. Some loyal women were wealthy and influential. For example, Samuramat acted as a powerful regent for her son, later became associated with the legendary figure Semiramis. In Greek tradition, queens managed large households, owned land, and sometimes corresponded with officials. Some even issued inscription in their own names. The royal women could uh, control resources and play important political roles behind the scenes. However, even powerful women usually gained importance because of their connection to kings and male authority. Their influence rarely challenged the overall position of the royal religious women in the society. Now I'm gonna talk about the independent women in Assyrian period. Some text mentions women called harimitu, who are likely independent women, were not tied to husband or father. They may have lived alone, worked for wages, or been associated with temples. However, they were often socially vulnerable and so sometimes looked down upon. Economic tablets shows that some women worked in weaving, trading, and managing property. This suggests daily life was more complex than the law codes alone indicate. Still, independence for women was limited and often insecure. In conclusion, we can say that women in ancient Assyria generally lived under male control. Their legal rights were limited. Punishments for them could be extremely harsh, and some royal and religious women held influence. Most women were treated as second class citizens. Assyria was a militaristic empire that was used to fear violence and maintain power. This harsh political culture influenced not only warfare and politics but also family and gender relations. Studying Assyrian women helps us understand how political system and patriarchy together can affect the lives of women in history. It also reminds us uh, what while a few women achieved some, but the majority faced strict control and limited freedom. This teaches us how the women lived in the history and helps us gain knowledge about everything. Thank you. This is all from me.